Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I'm Mark Pencestyler and this is the story of my new Kitplane. So the first thing is you're probably wondering, why in the world would I buy another airplane kit if my Zenith Cruiser isn't even done yet? I'm not even done painting it yet. The building isn't done, I've never flown it. Why would I buy another airplane right now? It's pretty stupid. And you're right, normally it would be pretty stupid, but I have kind of a unique story of how I came across this airplane. All right, so let's go back a few years and start from the beginning. In the year 2000, I just got hired at an airline and I decided that now's the time to build an airplane. And I was kind of choosing between two airplanes, the KITFOX Model 4 and the RANS S10. I saw a really nice KITFOX in Kitplane's magazine and I called, I think it might have been SkyStar Aircraft at the time. I called them and asked them if they knew whose airplane it was or if they had his contact information. And they did, and it turned out the guy that owns it, Mike, lives about an hour and a half away from me. So I called Mike and we set up a time to meet so he could show me the airplane. So Mike had a pretty unique situation where he lived sort of out in the country and he had enough room on his property to build a little pole barn or a hangar and a runway behind there. So I went to visit Mike, he took me for a ride in a KITFOX and it was awesome. But after I left there, I flew out to Maryland to look at a RANS S10 from a dealer out there. And I wound up selecting the S10 because, you know, I was naive and I've never owned an airplane before and I kind of had visions of me doing air shows and aerobatics and all that kind of stuff. You know, and it just wasn't the reality. I didn't have the training or the time or it just, I'm not an air show pilot. So, but I bought the S10. But the thing that's cool is I've always liked the KITFOX and you know, Mike and I have been friends now for almost 20 years. Mike introduced me to a bunch of other aviation guys and for the last almost 20 years, you know, we've been going to Oshkosh together, we camp out together all week. I think 3 years in a row we all flew our airplanes up there together in formation. That was a lot of fun. So we've just been good friends for a long time, a really good circle of aviation friends. So the bad news is about, I guess maybe in 2011 or 2012, somewhere in that area, Mike took off from his field, and his field is just surrounded by trees. Right after he got off the ground, his engine quit, and the only place to put it was in the trees. He wasn't hurt at all, and the airplane actually didn't look that bad either, but the insurance company totaled the airplane. So Mike bought a brand new KITFOX kit, a Super Sport, Series 7 Super Sport. And when he got the kit, he worked on it for, I don't know, about a year or so. And he got all the hard stuff done, which I'll show you in just a minute. Bought it with the quick build wings. But unfortunately, after about a year, you know, life just got in the way with family health issues and things like that. He just got busy and, you know, rightfully kind of put the airplane on the back burner. So after a couple years of him not working on the airplane, I kind of started to think in my head, maybe I'll get that airplane from him and finish it for him. And we kind of talked about it, you know, years ago, and his plan was no, I'm going to finish that airplane, which is good. I mean, rather him build it. But you know, like I said, life got busy for him. The airplane wound up sitting around for years, and then I was talking to another buddy of mine and heard that he was actually going to try to sell it and get rid of it and just clear it out of the hangar. And I always thought I wanted to get this airplane from him because if he couldn't finish it, I just thought it would be cool for me to have it because it keeps it in our kind of circle of friends. You know, I can finish it for him and someday he can fly it. Whereas if he just sold it to somebody, you know, we'd never see it again. So anyway, we were talking and, you know, I asked him what he wanted for it. We came up with a good deal. And he basically just, not gave it to me, but he gave it to me at such a price that it was a no-brainer to buy it from him and bring it home. And you know, when the cruiser's done, I'll really start getting busy building the KITFOX, but I have started doing just a few things to it to clean it up. Remember, this airplane actually sat in a pole barn basically for about 5 years without him touching it. So there's some bolts that are rusty, you know, the airframe's pretty dirty and things like that. So I've really just been kind of taking it all apart and cleaning things up, lubing them, just things like that to get it back up to speed. So as far as I can tell, the airplane looks like it's pretty far along, and I'm going to show it to you in just a second, but first, give me like 10 seconds just for a quick commercial. if you guys are looking for some cool airplane stickers, I have a little website called aircraftstickers.com. I got some cool KITFOX stickers. If you're into Zenith, I got some cool Zenith stickers. Are available in all kinds of different colors. If you got something else, I got like RVs, just about anything you could want. These caricature ones are probably my favorites. Or if you guys need placards or anything like that, I can make you pretty much anything you want. All right guys, let me show you this KITFOX kit. All right, here is the kit. Obviously we have the fuselage and the wings, the doors, the windows in that big box. I have the lift struts over here. I have a bunch of push rods that I'll talk about in just a minute that I've taken out of the airplane, and I've cleaned them all up. They were pretty dirty. Some of these, well, all of the ball ends were kind of dirty and oxidizing. I used some flits, which is like an aluminum polish kind of stuff, and just cleaned them up. There's two of these that actually feel a little bit gritty when I move them, so I'm going to replace two of those. But anyway, they're all here. I've even, since I've taken them out, I've kind of labeled some of them just so I put them back in the correct spot. I know where they go. There's the elevator one right there. So if you're familiar with the KITFOX, there's a lot of filling like this you do on the top of the vertical stabilizer, the rudder, and then even the down under here you can see that's the horizontal stabilizer and the elevators. All that has already been done. He already took all the time and filled these in and sanded them. You know, right now it looks bad, but it's all perfectly smooth. It's just pretty much ready for covering. And down in here, you know, he's already got all this stuff done. This is pretty much all ready to go. He used super fill and smoothed all this out. It just feels perfectly smooth. The back fiberglass piece here is all done and installed. And he's had everything together. The rudder's been on, the horizontal stabilizer's been on, the struts for the horizontal stabilizer have all been adjusted and set. Like I said, these wings were built at the factory, so you got the factory built wings. The flaperons you can see here, the wingtips are already all done, and he even faired in the counterweights here. So I have both of those. The wings look pretty nice. I'm not sure what else is left to do on the wings. The wings have already been attached to the fuselage and rigged, so that's all done. The jury struts are all adjusted. Obviously I have to put in the fuel tank and work on that end. Now for the fuselage, like I said, it's been sitting in a pole barn, so it was pretty filthy, and I've cleaned up a lot of it. Now he had the floorboards in, the rudder pedals, the instrument panel, and the center console and all that kind of stuff. It was all in and hooked up, but I've taken it all out for two reasons. The primary reason is because I want to paint the fuselage black, but the other reason is because it was so dirty. I just wanted to completely disassemble everything. I don't know if you can see in here or tell how dirty things are. I haven't cleaned that yet, but there's just a lot of, you know, there's a few years worth of dirt and dust and stuff on it. So I just completely stripped it out to clean it up. There's the center console pieces right there. There's the seats. It has the little cargo compartments under the seats. So we're looking pretty good here. I just need to finish cleaning it up a little bit. You can see in this box here, this is the rudder pedals, and I have them in the box there because I'm going to take them and get them sandblasted and powder coated black. Now everything up here, these are all the pieces these are pre-made from the factory. He got the whatever kit you call that, the factory bracket kit or whatever. But as you can see, they were pretty dirty and just bare aluminum in the airplane, so I took them out. Cleaned them up, primed them, and painted them black, so they look pretty nice now. They're all ready to get reinstalled. This is, I think, the flaperon mixture unit. So all of these kind of things, you know, I cleaned up A lot of the hardware I'm going to replace, just because some of it's kind of dull. I'll just replace it. But anyway, just working on cleaning all these parts up and getting them reinstalled. Here's the controls right here. You can see how nice they look after I took them apart, cleaned them up. I'll put a picture on the screen of what this looked like beforehand, but all of these screws and stuff I replaced because they were pretty rusty. Everything's cleaned up. I took the 2 control sticks off. They just get attached right here because I'm going to paint those black, so I'll prime them and paint them. And these are the doors. They've already the hinges have already been cut and made, and the doors have been pre-fit to the fuselage. So a lot of the building and the hard or time-consuming stuff has already been completed. So it's just a matter, I think, of putting the gear on it, mounting things like the ELT, running the wires back here to the trim servo motor, just things like that, and then it might be ready for covering and paint. So this KITFOX is going to be my 5th home built, which is kind of funny when I say 5th home built because I've only ever finished 2 of them. But anyway, I'm working on finishing up this cruiser. My immediate goal right now in the KITFOX is to get it painted black, the airframe. I want to paint the landing gear black, and then I want to get the airframe on the landing gear, just so I can roll the fuselage around and the hangar and get it out of the way if I need to. If you guys have built a KITFOX and you have a tip for me or a suggestion or know of something I should look out for during the build, please leave a comment below and let me know. I would certainly appreciate that. I'd also appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. That helps the channel grow and lets me reach more people and spread the joy of kit-built airplanes, I guess. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.